Okay, to finish this painting, we're going to be using violet, and you're just going to put a little bit of water on your palette, and then you're going to add your violet. Then I'm going to add a little bit of red at a time. I don't want it to be too red violet. I definitely still want it to be very purple or violet looking, but I just want to change it so it's not straight purple out of the container. I want to make sure this does have water on my brush a little bit. I don't want it to be too concentrated, and I'm going to be just looking at my reference photo and filling in any tiny little yellow spots that still are showing in between my red and my oranges. Just making little horizontal lines to show the shadows of the water. Make sure your paint is not too concentrated, so this should not be super thick and dark and saturated. This should be very see-through, a see-through layer of violet here. I'm not putting any more paint on my brush. This is still whatever was left over, and because it's fading, it makes a nice value change from, because some places are more concentrated with the paint, some places are more watered down looking because I'm not getting much more paint. All right, then I'm going to paint this whole bottom section with that violet color all the way across, keeping it kind of textured. I don't want to paint it too flat. And just following my reference picture, wherever I see shadows, that's where I'm trying to put in shadows as well. All right, on that far right side and on the horizon, I'm just kind of keeping water on my brush as I'm picking up more paint and just streaking that, doing a glaze, a very see-through layer of that violet, just kind of spread out on that far right side. All right, I'm going to make more of the violet color, but this time I'm going to add black to it. Or no, I'm sorry, not going to add black to it. I'm going to add same mixture again. Actually, I think this was just violet straight out of the container, or whatever red was left over. And now I'm just painting in the clouds, also using a glaze. This is not a super thick layer. I can still see the orange kind of through the violet as I create my clouds. Putting this violet color more at the top of the cloud and allowing the orange color to stay visible at the bottom of each cloud section. All right, for the palm tree, I am mixing violet with black. I want to make sure that this is a very, very dark color because my tree is in silhouette, so it should still look very, very black, but it should have a hint of this violet color to it. So you're going to start with your base of your tree, and then draw each branch, and then one by one you're going to draw each needle of each leaf of that palm tree. You want to use a very, very tiny brush and just use the very, very tip of that very pointed brush. All right, when you're ready to take your paper off the cardboard, you just want to look for whichever piece is on top and start with, I already started this one. If it starts to rip, tear it from the opposite direction and it should save it. So you got to be really careful and really take your time. See how that's tearing, so I would want to go from the opposite direction, but I'd already started. And then I just want to see whichever piece is on top next. one's next. All right, so this one looks like it's tearing, like it's gonna tear pretty bad. So I wanna pull it from the other end. All right, that one's ripping too. Let's see, this one, okay, so just pulled it gently and then it let go. So let's see, yeah, if I had pulled it from this side, and I can either glue that down or just leave it, or tear it until it comes off, okay? And then you have your 4 landscapes.